My name's Courtney, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So with all the stuff that goes on in the sport of boxing, I'm talking about the corruption, the double standards, etc., etc., etc. Well, ESPN's Mike Coppinger, he comes out and finally decides he's had enough when fighters are coming out, calling out Jake Paul. Top tier fighters are calling him out. And Mike Coppinger, in Jake Paul's defense, he says this is sad. So he puts up this tweet. And not only is he indirectly defending Jake Paul, but then he disses Daniel Dubois for calling him out. Now, keep in mind, not only did Better BF call out Jake Paul, and he even put more pressure and doubled down on it, but Canelo Alvarez has also said that he would like to fight Jake Paul, and that was before the Mike Tyson fight. But he decides to diss Daniel Dubois. And just listen to how he dissed him. He says, sad to see top-level boxers in their prime calling out Jake Paul. Here's the latest. Also, sorry, but Daniel Dubois is most certainly not the legitimate heavyweight champion of the world. That would be Alexander Usyk, who already flattened him. First of all, what does being the number one heavyweight or not have to do with calling out Jake Paul? I mean, Mike just said it's sad to see top-level fighters in their prime calling out Jake Paul, and then a second later, he makes it sound like Daniel Dubois, he has a lot of nerve calling out Jake Paul when he's not even the legitimate heavyweight champion of the world. I mean, make up your mind, which one is it? You notice, while Mike Coppinger, he'll say it's sad that top-tier fighters in their prime want to fight Jake Paul, but he won't come out and say it's sad that Jake Paul still hasn't fought a legitimate professional boxer in the top 20 or the top 30. And yet some old media members are writing articles saying or asking the question, is Jake Paul the savior of the sport? Is he the new face of boxing? How come ESPN's Mike Coppinger is not writing any articles or posting any tweets saying that that's sad? It's because Mike Coppinger and a lot of these other race fans and old media members share this hidden, deep-seated, wild dream that Jake Paul one day could be the face of boxing. And that's the reason why Coppinger is dissing Dubois. Because just the thought of Dubois trying to wake up Coppinger from this wild dream just to see this Jake Paul train get completely derailed by seeing Jake get knocked out for the very first time is extremely offensive to people like Coppinger. Now, for Mike Coppinger to say that Usyk completely flattened Dubois, now that's what's really offensive, because he's seen it just like the whole boxing world's seen that Usyk actually got knocked out with a body shot in that fight by Dubois. And Dubois should have been the heavyweight champion a long time ago, the legitimate heavyweight champion. Now, Mike Coppinger is not only the same reporter that got banned from PBC events because of his racist views, he's also the same reporter that came out defending Canelo Alvarez for not wanting to fight David Benavidez when he knows that the whole boxing world wants to see this fight. Which is pretty ironic when you think about the fact that Mike Coppinger just said it's sad that top-tier fighters in their prime are calling out Jake Paul, but yet when top-tier fighters and the most dangerous fighters in Canelo Alvarez's weight class and his division was calling him out, like David Benavidez and David Morrell, he never called it sad that Canelo didn't want to fight them and didn't want to give the fans the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. In fact, or I should say instead, he defended Canelo Alvarez for not wanting to fight them, saying that he could do whatever he wants, he doesn't have to fight them. Mike Coppinger is also the same reporter that Jermell Charlo he went off on at a post-fight press conference exposing Coppinger because after Jermell Charlo knocked out Castaño and became undisputed at 154, ESPN's Mike Coppinger didn't even have Charlo pound for pound in the top 10. But Mike Coppinger, he had Alexander Usyk top 5 the best fighter in the world, and that was before he even moved up to heavyweight. This is when Alexander was still fighting at cruiserweight, became undisputed, beating fighters that none of us had ever even heard of.
I was on you from the beginning. You remember? I know you remember that. So
that's one man. Go and ask your question.
So First, you had the fight with Tony.
You gotta get your shit together. You always hating on people and shit. You see, you gotta come back to me now. You gotta respect me now. You got no choice but to respect me now. Yeah, I did what I had to do. Yeah. Now what? Oh, trying to look bad. He did see that. Come on. Yeah. All right, wait. Go ahead and answer your question. Answer your question.
Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, the fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Deki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodeki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.